So hi everyone, my name is Sofia Nolaila binti Ajmi. I'm from the class JBA 1112E for Eco 116. So today, I will explain the examples of consumers' choice during inflation or when faced with substitute products. So let's first understand what inflation is. So inflation is a situation where general prices of goods and services increase over time. When price of goods increase but people's income stays the same, their purchasing power decreases. So this means that the same amount of money can buy fewer items than before. So because of this, consumers become more careful with their spending. They are focused on buying essential items and reduce spending on things that are less important. This behavior is known as utility maximization, where consumers truly get the greatest satisfaction while staying within their budget. Now let's look at the example of the support. In Malaysia, chicken is one of the main sources of protein and is commonly used in many dishes. However, during inflation, the price of chicken increases. For example, a family that normally buys 5 kilograms of chicken every week may have to reduce their purchase to only 3 kilograms because they need to control their monthly expenses. So, the money they save can be used to buy other necessities such as rice, vegetables, and cooking oil. And this shows that consumers adjust to their spending to meet their basic needs. Next, let's take a look at table 2.2. The table shows the relationship between the price of chicken and the quantity demanded. Price is RM12 ringgit per kilogram. The consumer demand is 5 kilograms per week. And then, when the price increases to 15 ringgit per kilogram, the quantity demanded falls to 4 kilograms. Finally, when the price reaches 18 ringgit per kilogram, the quantity demanded decreases further to 3 kilograms. From this table, we can clearly see that as the price increases, quantity demand decreases. This follows the law of demand, which states that when the price of a product rises, consumer will buy less of it, assuming all other factors remains the same, or ceteris paribus. Move to the figure 2.2, which is the demand curve. The graph has price on the vertical axis and the quantity demanded on the horizontal axis. The demand curve slopes downward from left to right. This downward sloping curve shows the inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. 3 points on the graph represent the data from the table, which is at 12 ringgit, quantity demanded is at 5 kilograms. 15 ringgit, quantity demanded is 4 kilograms. And at 18 ringgit, quantity demanded is 3 kilograms. As we move upward along the demand curve, the price increases while the quantity demanded decreases. And again, this proves the law of demand. So, during inflation, consumers also look for substitute products. Instead of buying expensive chickens, they may choose cheaper alternatives such as fish, eggs, or tofu, similar protein, but still maximize the satisfaction. By switching to substitute products, consumers can reduce their expenses while still meeting their nutritional needs. This is another example of utility maximization, where consumers make the best possible choice based on their limited income. In conclusion, inflation causes price to increase and reduce consumers' purchasing power. As a result, consumers buy smaller quantity of expensive goods or switch to substitute products. The table and demand curve clearly demonstrate the law of demand, which states that when the price of a product increases, the quantity demanded decreases. Ceteris paribus. Thank you for listening.